When did you realize your mother was failing you? When I was 12, my mom would never leave the house. She locked herself in her studio for days, working on art. She said quiet made her better. I believed her, so I learned to be small and quiet too. We kept the AC off in summer and the heat low in winter to save money. I slept on the floor because my mattress smelled like the damp wall. I wrapped my blanket tight so it felt like someone was holding me. I told myself that meant she trusted me. When I visited friends, I'd cook and clean their whole kitchen before bed, counters wiped, sink empty, even the coins swept from the couch cushions. Their parents would smile and say, "Your mom must be amazing." I'd smile back like a billboard. She is. No one asked why I was so thin. No one asked why sorry was the first word out of my mouth every time I spoke. They just called me polite. Then came the day I thought would fix everything. My mom finally came out of her room after 3 days. I ran to her with my report card, chest buzzing. "Mommy, look, I got all A's." She glanced past it. Her breath smelled like old cigarettes. "That's nice, honey. What day is it?" "Wednesday," I said, all bright, like she'd be proud. Her face went blank. Then the storm hit. No, I thought it was Thursday. I thought the payout was today." She started pacing, hands in her hair, then slammed her fist into the drywall. White dust rained down like snow. She spun toward me, eyes wild, fist lifting like it had a mind of its own. When I walked up to her, she lifted her fist as if she was about to take her anger out on me. So I said quickly, "Mom, I have $20. Her whole body changed. The anger fell off her like a coat. She cupped my cheek, voice sugar sweet. "Sweetheart, you are the kindest girl a mother could ask for." She kissed my forehead, took the bill, walked to the store, came back with a brown paper bag, and shut her door. "Art supplies," she called through the wood. I stood there holding my straight A report card like an idiot. You're probably wondering where the 20 came from. There's this rich kid at school. Mean. Spits on anyone who looks poor. Always waves his lunch money around like it's a trophy. I told myself I wasn't stealing. I was redistributing. I kept track. When he left his bag, when he left his jacket, 20 here, 40 there. Each time, my mom came out a little softer. Each time, she said I was the best thing that ever happened to her. I started to believe it. And like every kid breaking rules, I got cocky. After 3 months, Ms. Lee, the school counselor, called me in. I thought she'd drag me to the principal or call the cops. Instead, she smiled like she had all the time in the world and asked questions that didn't sound like questions. "What's your favorite food?" "Rice with ketchup," I said. "What do you and your mom do for fun?" Sometimes, the day after she gets her check, she does art in her room and I sit by the door and tell her about school. "What time do you go to sleep?" 2 a.m. when she goes quiet. I talked and talked because it felt good to be heard. I didn't notice her eyes filling until she looked down and blinked fast. She stood up. "Wait here, okay?" She handed me a Nintendo Switch. "Play for a bit." I waited. 15 minutes, 30, 2 hours. When the door opened, it wasn't just Miss Lee. 2 police officers and a woman in a navy suit walked in. The woman's voice was careful and soft. "I'm from Child Protective Services. Sweetie, we're going to ride to your house and check on your mom." My stomach dropped. "No, please. She's working on her art. She needs quiet. If we interrupt her, my voice broke. She'll be mad." But we were already walking to the car. On the drive, I stared at my hands and counted my breaths. At the house, my mom didn't answer the door. The officers said, "Wellness check," like it was a normal thing, like it didn't feel like a fire alarm in my chest. I told them the door was probably unlocked. Mom hated keys. They pushed it open. The air hit us like a wall. Sour smoke, damp walls, old takeout. I wanted to disappear. "I'll knock," I said, because some part of me still believed I could fix it. I tapped her door with my knuckles, the way she liked. "Mom, there are people here. They just want to talk." "Silence." "Ma'am," one officer called. No answer. Everything started moving fast. The second officer tried the handle. It turned. The door opened with a sticky sound. I braced for paint and canvases and jars of brushes. But what I saw made my jaw drop. There were no easels, no canvases, no paints. Just my mom on the floor, legs crossed in the middle of the room, a metal spoon and a lighter on the carpet. Black mold on the walls like bruises. The floor buried under cigarette butts. A ripped poster taped over the window to block the light. I was ready to beg them to take me anywhere but to stay here. Full story on channel linked below.